Hi everyone, welcome back to your favorite little documentary of the week. As always, we're bringing you topics of interest and debate, and today's topic is about drug abuse in Tabasco. You probably have heard about this problem before and have not given it importance thinking it is a minor problem, but in reality, this has affected the Tabasqueña society more than you thought. To be able to understand the topic and how to fight it back, we need to expand our knowledge. And for that, today we brought Gabriel and Argelia to the studio, some experts that, along with myself, have started an investigation about this issue and we're here to share it with you.
Thanks for the introduction. I'm glad to be here with you. I want to start giving a look a month ago when we decided to start this investigation. I went out because of personal issues, and I saw the cover of a newspaper that talked about rates of teenager addiction in this pandemic. And for my surprise, not so far of that, I saw some kids with a bottle of glue, and we know that they wouldn't do papercraft with that.
Yes, she told me about this little story and our concern started to begin. Drug addiction is an issue we have really normalized. We see a guy or an old man doing it in the streets. Both the civilians as the government decide to ignore them. There is not a real concern about this issue beyond the minimal effort that the governmental organizations do.
And with this pandemic, everything has gotten worse. The stress and concerns, the fears and chaos that is all around creates oppressive environments that incite to release this pressure in sort of relaxing ways. Some of them doing sports or going to the online class, but unfortunately, other people use them in drugs or alcohol. In this case, we decided to start a research to have the reality of the situation and look for ways to manage it.
That's right. We were working in this investigation for about a month of constant observation, investigation, and analysis. I'm very happy with the result we had, but we need to give a look of how we started to understand how we got our results.
The research can have a lot of different process, and it depends on various parameters regarding the topic or the situation. In our case, we are doing ethnographic research. To do it, we started as simple as possible. Thanks to our interest in the topic of drug addiction, we had already selected what we wanted to talk about.
With this basic information, our investigation was able to start gathering information. Enough one to have a general idea of the topic, because even we have heard about this topic in some events or with family. Having a basis of information will help us a lot for the future steps.
After this, and having a clear idea of what is drug addiction, we needed a scope, a context of investigation that refers to what specifically we want to talk. There are a lot of perspectives we can have about drugs, how it affects marriage, how it affects the growth of a teenager, how it affects the schools, the numbers of drugs in the market, and so on. But in this case, our scope was the increase of the population with drug addiction. At, at that moment, we had the basic aspects of our investigation, and from that point, we started gathering all the information possible. We investigated in magazines, newspapers, websites, articles, videos, and all the information that the internet and some physical books could provide us.
That is right. In this topic, we need to research of different perspectives. There is the point of view of the five psychologists, what they think and which information they spread to inform about this issue. In the other hand, we have the government side. All the information that they could give us and everything they had done to combat this problem. And this step wasn't interesting. There is a lot of information on the internet that sometimes you get lost. There can be articles that start debating from the topic but are still interesting. There is a massive investigation and finding too many interesting things.
With all this information, we ended gathering for an analysis and we made our conclusions.
We also use three techniques. The first one is documents, because we search for information in different parts, such as the internet, government pages, PDFs, books, and articles. The second technique we used was pictures and videos, because we needed physical information that could demonstrate that this issue is real. And this helped us a lot. And finally, the semi-structured interview that you're going to see in a few minutes.
This ethnographic research was a little difficult because we have to face some problems. For example, COVID and the pandemic. Because of that, we weren't able to search information by other sources. Another problem was that not all the information is true, because some websites have grown information, have grown information. So we have to find trustworthy sites, and also to select the techniques was a challenge because some of them we could use it, but in this situation we weren't able to do it.
Also, the current situation of the pandemic, as we said before, is one of the main causes of, of the actual problem. But before this, some of the most common reasons were the employment, crime, a bad influence leading in this kind of activities. At present, these problems have impact in very hard way our society to approach more people fighting with those situations and refugiing in these alternative realities where they only win temporal happiness and long-term health issues.
This topic was so diverse to investigate, and all the information gathered was so important to reach a conclusion. But we needed more than just searching for information online or in books. We needed to get it from real life. That is why our partner Monica made an interview with someone that is actually suffering from this topic, and you're going to see it in a moment.
Hi, for this documentary, we are going to interview a man who has experienced the addiction of drugs, asking him questions about his opinion on this topic. Some of these questions are related to the impact of cultural diversity in this problem and the causes of it. To begin, tell us your name.
Well, my name is Cristian Manuel Perez Hernandez.
According to your knowledge in this topic, at what age do people start consuming?
Well, actually, it's difficult to give an exact age because sometimes it depends on the situation you are in. So maybe I will need to bet for a certain age. It will be 12 years old. At this age, you are easily influenced by others.
Which drugs are the ones that cause more consequences?
Actually, this is a good question. In general terms, every drug will produce you really bad consequences if you are an addict. But the drug that nowadays is producing more damage is the crack. Without any doubt, this is the worst drug that exists.
What are the most common drugs you know?
Nowadays, the most common drug is the weed. Even people is trying to make it legal, so that's the level. On second place, maybe cocaine. And in third place, it would be the same crack.
Which is the main cause of people to start becoming addicts?
Well, in the past, it was a belief that people start on drugs due to family problems or even emotional problems, but this is false. Maybe in the past was true, but in actuality, teenagers must start telling it is just for the anecdote. They're just trying to have fun, and they repeatedly say it is just one experience, and then they're gonna quit.
How hard do you think it is for people to recover from it?
Actually, really difficult. It's more of a mental battle than a physical one. A person with a weak mentality can become addicted so quickly and more easily than a normal one. Maybe stop thinking that you need drugs for having a normal life is the most difficult part. Uh, Fighting with your mind, it's what makes this step too difficult.
Why do you think addictions have a big impact on society?
Its impact it's due to the fact that the common is to hear that the person is doing drugs. Society starts to reject them instead of just helping them. Their separation from society just makes their addiction worse, and sometimes they even kill themselves.
What is the main purpose of the International Day Against Drugs?
I don't know, but maybe make conscience, inform, and warn about everything that happens in the world of drugs. Also, make the teenagers see that drugs are not as a dealer makes you think they are.
According to what you have seen in the world, do the strategies of the government to prevent drugs are working?
Oh, obviously, no. Just fostering sports and telling everyone drugs are bad doesn't seem like a good strategy.
And the last question is, how much do you believe COVID-19 has affected this problem?
Uh, well, it has been affected by increasing the number of people that use drugs. When you can go outside of your house, see your friends, or even have any social interaction with somebody, makes people search new ways of entertainment. Then is where drugs come and destroy your life.
Thank you so much for your answers, Christian.
No problem.
To finalize with this topic, we want to share our personal opinion about all about this subject. Um, I think there is something very important to note these kind of problems, most of these problem, because it has been increasing like a 30% in the past 10 years. So we need to stop this increasing and make it slow. If we can to stop it in the all forms possible.
Also, we saw that a lot of people start with the addiction in a young age, and this is something so serious that we need to make something quickly.
And regarding all the results that we had with this investigation, there is a really issue with this, that the government really hadn't made an effort to stop this. Yes, the government had made centers for rehabilitation and have made campaigns, but there are always so vague or so basic. They do the minimal effort for this and don't matter how much we want to research about this. It doesn't matter how much we research, how much we get information, how many solutions we start getting. If the government doesn't support us, or if all the population doesn't support us, we're not going to reach anything. We hope that this information can reach to everyone so we can make a real change.
To conclude with this documentary and the information that we investigated, we want you to understand that the addiction of drugs are a severe problem, and as soon as you realize that, you should get professional help to solve this. Hope you enjoy our documentary and have a nice day.